The top 20 hardest teams to play in college football 25. Guys, it is here. I've been sitting here, I've been looking around, and guys, the top 20, well, I mean, I think it goes to 30, but basically, the teams that matter, the top 20 hardest teams to play in college football 25 just got announced, and we're going to be talking about, I'm going to give you my thoughts about each team, and we're going to do all that today. So welcome to Mobile Trash, Season 6. I'm back with another episode. Again, we got a good show for you today. We're going to be going over the top 20. I'm only doing top 20 because I don't want this thing to be 20 minutes long. I'm just going to go over the teams and stuff like that. I got some things to say about the teams, maybe my predictions also about these teams and all that stuff. So guys, if you're new here, if you're on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts at, Pandora people, hit that follow button because guys, I'm coming out with new content all the gosh darn dang time. And the 16th, I'll be getting early access of the college football game, and we'll be covering college football 25 full time on the 16th of July. So guys, put that on your calendar. Get ready. I'm going to be your guide if you want to know tips, guides, top 10s, tier list. We're going to have all of that stuff for college football 25. So make sure you be notified when that happens. Also, I'll say this is probably the only episode about college football 25. I know what y'all saying, oh, come on, you can do a couple of more. I could do a couple more. I actually got a couple more in the backlog. But I'll save those until we get to that point. It's a little bit too early to be talking about college football right now, but it's coming very soon. I'm very excited for it. So let's get into it, the top 20. Let's talk about it. So we're going to go from 20 to 1 because I feel like that'll be a heck of a lot more fun if we start with the lower ones and we go from the top. So let's start off with number 20. And number 20, we're going to be getting Aloha State, Kinnick Stadium. I'll be honest with you, this team is, they do decent. They've always done decent. But how do I feel like they're going to stack up against college football 25? I feel like the stadium and the stadium energy of the room here, it just isn't going to be that much here. It's not going to be any of that type of stuff here. I feel like the team is going to be okay in college football 25. I don't feel like it's going to be the meta team. It's not going to be the meta-breaking team here. But for a 20-spot placement, I'd say that's accurate. I'd say that's okay. Yeah, the fans, the fans are very, very, very attached to this team, like most fans are. Number 19, we got Texas. Now, I feel like I'm kind of surprised how Texas is on number 19, because I feel like Texas is one of the biggest teams in college football, and I feel like, at 19th. But if we're talking about the newer Texas Longhorns now, I agree with that. I 100% agree with that because, in my opinion, Texas has definitely fallen off. Say what you want, but years back, Texas was the team, especially in NCAA football and stuff like that. Texas was definitely the team. Every time I was playing the dynasty mode and when I got a Texas matchup, I took that seriously. I took that 100% seriously when, that matchup came in NCAA football. So, Texas now. We'll talk about Texas now. Now, I will say this, though. Texas in 2024, there wasn't a 2024 college game, but if we're talking about college football in general, Texas was one of the top teams in the Big 12. But, hey, look, the Big 12 is not the Big 12. Let's just be for real. Who the hell cares about the Big 12? That's been broken a long time ago. But, yeah, I'm surprised they're number 19, but that makes sense. They could be going a little bit more downhill. Utah. We got Utah. Number 18. Utah is in number 18. You know what? I think I agree with this pick because Utah has such a dedicated fan base. What do I mean by that? Dedicated fan base. You'll always see these guys on commercials. You'll always see them. And I just feel like the fans are super dedicated to this team. And I feel like it's going to be a hard stadium to play in. I mean, the fans of the fans of the team, you know, how they're going to be looking towards the opposing team when you're going against them. It is going to be a gosh darn dang challenge. Number 17. Number 17. Virginia Tech. Now, I'm kind of looking at Virginia Tech like, huh? Number 17? Come on. You telling me Virginia Tech is number 17? When has Virginia Tech ever done anything in college football history? And NCAA football history. Let's be honest with y'all guys. Virginia Tech, I mean, every time a long time ago when I played Dynasty, Virginia Tech was just like another like D to F team. So, in my humble opinion, Virginia Tech, man, I'm good. All right. Number 16, which I actually really, I actually wish it was a little higher, but for stadiums that, you know, make you, you know, going to make the controller shake, going to make it hard to play in these stadiums, I think I do agree with this pick. So, number 16 is Michigan. Now, the Michigan Wolverines is one of the best, I think one of the best, you know, college football teams out there, stuff like that. But if we're talking about, is this stadium hard to play in? Is this stadium going to make you, you know, really question, you know, every time this team comes up when you're playing Dynasty or you're playing head-to-head online or whatever, you're playing online Dynasty. I hope there's an online Dynasty. I would love to play that. I hope that's going to be in the game. But, you know, when that team comes up, are you going to be, you know, looking at them like, okay, it's Michigan. We'll take them down. You know, I'm not really looking at Michigan Stadium like, oh, this is going to be hard to play in. I don't want to even play this game because I'm just going to get, you know, over bombarded with just everybody's just losing their minds every time I get the ball. You know, I just, you know, so Michigan, you know, they're okay. You know, 16, I definitely agree with. Michigan's one of my favorite teams, but they're okay when we're coming to stadium and fan service terms. Now, number 15, we got South Carolina. You know what, I'm going to say this. I feel like South Carolina I feel like they probably would have been higher. I mean, South Carolina's like they're like a history, legacy type team here. I mean, the fans for South Carolina are insane. These people love South Carolina, even if they never do well, if they never have a good season. I mean, South Carolina, I definitely see how they could be that top placement there. But overall, I mean, I felt like they would have been a little higher. But 14, we're getting into the higher section here. We are getting into the higher teams. The teams that I'm going, okay, I see why they're on number 14. Man, number 14. All right, number 14. So number 14, we got Auburn. Man, 14. I agree with this placement. And why do I agree with this placement? Well, guys, it's the simple factor. Auburn, they have a really great fan base. People love Auburn. I mean, Lord, gosh darn dang mighty. If you went to these people's state and you said something bad about this team, man, they would probably kill you. I'll be real with you. 13. I feel like this placement here, 13th, Tennessee used to be a team that I looked at them and I said, oh, okay, we got a team here. The dynasty, I was playing NCAA football or whatever, this team came up when I was playing. I was like, oh, Tennessee. But I feel like them being number 13, that feels like a little low. I feel like they're on a little bit of a decline here. And that makes sense. I mean, guys, when has Tennessee ever done something recently? Let's just be for real. Let's just be honest. When has Tennessee, that football team, has done anything? Come on. Come on. Man, we all know how Tennessee's pretty boring, but their football team is even more boring. Their football team could put me to sleep. Their football team can make me hit my head against the wall, and I'll be okay forgetting them. I mean, 110 gosh darn dang fucking %. Who the hell cares about Tennessee? 12. Now, also, I feel like this placement on number 12 makes sense. Not the most high, like, oh my lord, I'm scared to go against this team. But they're in that kind of section where I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh, okay. And that team is the Clemson. Man, Clemson, it's a Memorial Stadium. Memorial Stadium. You know how Memorial Stadium is. We all know every time we go up against these guys, we go, oh, it's that team. It is that team. So, yeah. But now we're getting into even more scary kind of territory. Number 11, we got Oregon. Oh man, I've always said this. Oregon is one of the top teams in NCAA history, 100%. It's a legacy team. Oregon has always done their thing. Now they are a little bit of the decline here, but I think still being an 11th placement to this day and college football 2025, that is pretty gosh darn dang good. And that is pretty much a scare factor here. When I look at this team, I'm like, oh no, I'm not playing them. All right, stay away from me. I don't want to play against you. Like, no. 10. Now, I feel like this is one of the top teams, a legacy team, the Gators, Florida. We all know about these guys. They're in the 10th place. Now we're in the top 10 now, so it's about to get a little crazy. I feel like Florida's on the decline. I feel like in 2026 or whatever, if they ever make another one of these games, I hope they don't, honestly. I hope they just, I don't know. I feel like EA is going to see the success of this game, and they're probably going to continue it. But don't fuck it up like Madden. As long as they don't fuck it up like Madden, they give us like a 2-year period or some shit like that. I mean, but I really hope they don't fuck it up. But anyways, Florida, number 10. I feel like Florida's on the decline. Florida is definitely on the decline. They were once one of the top teams in NCAA history. Where are they now? On the 10th spot. When I look at Florida, I go, okay, makes sense. Because number 9, Florida State's ahead of Florida. Florida State, honestly, is one of the best teams in NCAA history. Florida State has been on the rise for many years. Florida State's just gotten better and better and better. And I just feel like Florida State, when you look at this team, you're like, no. When you look at this stadium, you just go, no. I don't want to play against these guys. And they have that kind of scare factor to them. Now, number 8. Man. I'll tell y'all something. This team, one of my old favorite teams back a long time ago, stuff like that and whatever. We got Oklahoma. They're number 8. Hey, it's okay. They're also on the decline too. I wouldn't expect to see these guys on the 10th spot, to be honest with you. 7th, we got Wisconsin. it's like Wisconsin, all together, their whole state. Who in the Lord mind cares about them? I'll just be for real. 6, Penn State. Oh, man. Penn State. I've always said this. I've always put this in the words, stuff like that. Penn State is one of my favorite teams in the NCAA, one of the top teams overall, always getting into the championship, always doing well in playoffs. I mean, Penn State is always there. Sometimes they might fumble the championship every once in a while, but Penn State always, gosh darn dang, delivers. Number 5, we got Georgia. Georgia, again, the Bulldogs are one of the top teams in NCAA as a whole. They've always been on the rise up. They've always been one of those teams that I always looked at them and I said, okay. But as the years have gone on, as the years of college football have evolved, these guys have come on top. These guys have unironically come on top. And, with the new rules now with the championship, the playoffs and stuff, I really hope I see Bulldogs make a comeback and they come in there and they do their thing. I think they're going to be a scary team to play against. I feel like their audience is diehard. And yeah, thank you. Thank you, Bulldogs. Always doing your thing. Number 4, we got Ohio State. Again, another top legacy NCAA football team. Every time I always played against these guys, I said, oh man, this is going to be a big gosh darn dang game. And I'm never proven wrong. These guys are crazy. The stadium, the fan, your controller is going to be shaking the whole time. Number 3, we got LSU. LSU's always been on the decline for many years, but they're still a pretty good team. They still got one of the most explosive stadiums out there. They always got one of those crazy just stadiums. They're known for their insane stadiums, and they always live by the hype. Number 2, we got Alabama. Alabama, again, another top team. Will they be a top team, though? Their coach is gone now. I don't know. I forgot who's replacing their coach. Hey, maybe they'll be on the decline for 2025. We will see in the game. And then this is such a surprising thing, but also at the same time, I can't really say nothing because these guys have always been on the commercials. These guys have always been a top team on every NCAA football game. Texas A&M is number 1. Absolutely madness. That's the last team I'm expecting to be number 1. But, hey, good for them. Guys, are you excited to play college football? I am. I'm ready to get my hands on that game 110%. Anyways, guys, what do you think about the list? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I don't know. Let me know. How do you feel about the rankings? Absolutely insane. I can't wait to play this game. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good one. Bye.